Hey everybody, and welcome to the Mel Bay's Modern Guitar Method Book 1 Play-Along video. Now this video is not me actually teaching you how to play the guitar step by step. See, that's the job of a good method book. Now I work with almost 100 students one-on-one right now. It's a very busy schedule, but I've been doing a little experiment over the past 20 years of teaching, and I've been seeing the effects of those individuals who learn through a method book and those individuals who don't. So during COVID isolation, a lot of people bought a guitar, and out came this huge number of online teaching apps, platforms, websites. You know, the old thing was DVDs. I think they're about dead now, and of course YouTube channels. And what I find with adult students, and again, I'm not in this set. I'm not really talking about kids that I teach. Kids just kind of I'm just thrilled to play the guitar and do as they're told, and they grow very quickly because there's not a psychological barrier there about I'm not getting good fast enough or I've hit a plateau. No, they pretty much do as they're told and they truck right along, and those who stick with it do great. But with adults, there's all these external circumstances because we're busy adulting and we have busy lives, and there's at the drop of a hat, it seems like there's probably 5 to 10 things that could get right in the way of your guitar practice. So in my teaching, what I've found since COVID isolation is that the chief complaint or the number one reason people come to me is simply I picked up a guitar, or I used to play guitar, I picked it back up during COVID, or I bought one new during COVID, and I've been hopping around from apps, platforms, and sites, and I'm just not getting any better. And I'm also not sounding musical. So what I'm doing, I feel like a robot. I don't, I'm doing technicalities, but I don't know how to get musicality out of the guitar. And it's time for me to either go all in and bridge the gap or give this thing up. Um, Plateaus of all kinds, from just learning your first few chords to actually playing full solos. You know, John Mayer, Pink Floyd, things like that. So these are the chief reasons that people, adults at this point, post-COVID, are coming to me for lessons. The world has changed significantly. And I tell you what, you know what hasn't changed? This little guy right here, there's over 10 million copies in print. I don't know why learning from method books fell off exactly the way it did, but I'm quite sure the gratification of I can just subscribe to this website for $19 a month, or I can do a one-time buy-in at this website for $250, and it gives me everything I need to know to become a guitar god. But here's the thing. It is time proven. It has stood the test of time that if you simply use a system that presents you with information in a stepwise manner, it doesn't matter if it could be Hal Leonard, it could be the Hal Leonard books, it could be the Alfred books, it could be the Mel Bay books. I mean, the Aaron Shearer classical guitar method, the Fred Node classical. Look, it doesn't matter, but having a reliable system to actually assist you in understanding the guitar from point A to point Z is extremely important, because here's what it does. It unlocks your ability to understand the three most essential elements of music: rhythm, pitch, and dynamics. Rhythm, pitch, and dynamics. Now, when adult students come to me, typically they don't know really what rhythm is, or pitch, or dynamics. And even some adult students, you know, they've been playing for a long time and can get through a few of their favorite songs. But still, when it comes down to understanding the difference between, you know, a whole note, how long I hold this note, how long I don't, there's really not that understanding. Maybe they don't have a musical background, and maybe they never read, maybe they never played trombone as a kid or something like that. So starting fresh, maybe they didn't take piano lessons as a kid, you know. And I often find with adult students that if you did take music lessons as a kid, you're a little bit bitter to it. You just remember those days of being 8, 9, 12 years old, having a teacher just put music down in front of you. But I will tell you what, even those individuals, it's like speaking a language, and it slowly starts to come back. So my point in telling you all this is that it's very hard to teach you music without teaching you music. I know that sounds silly, but it's very difficult to instill the basic principles of music, because every student who comes to me, who's an adult, is at a pain level of some type with guitar. And so it's very difficult to assist you in becoming the best player you can be. You only want to play good enough to have fun, please yourself. You want to play well enough for yourself. That's it. That's what it's all about. And so 80% of my adult students come to me and they say, I want to learn how to play guitar, but please don't teach me sheet music. So for me, that's like saying, I want to speak Italian, but by God, don't teach me about verbs or nouns or adverbs or how to conjugate anything. I want to learn how to be fluent in Italian, but please don't teach me Italian. So those individuals who do engage in a little bit of daily study, just a little bit, 5-10 minutes of daily study, old-fashioned, you open a book, okay? You have a pencil, a music stand, a metronome, which keeps a beat, and your guitar. And I tell you what, your growth will be explosive. You are going to grow. Now, at first it's silly, and you're going, why am I playing Twinkle Little Star? I'll tell you why you're playing Twinkle Little Star. It's simple, and the melody gets in your head, and we already know that melody. So what the publisher of a book or a formal music teacher is trying to assist you in doing is developing your inner ear, developing sight reading, and developing recognition with what's on the page so that you can actually predict what's going to come out of your guitar. You can actually make a prediction about what's going to come out of your guitar. You're going to know what that pitch sounds like before you pick it. It's pretty amazing. And that hand-eye ear connection occurs so quickly when you simply spend a little bit of time each day on a page of music. You're teaching yourself how to communicate with other musicians. So, of course, as a guitar teacher, you're paying me. I'll teach you whatever you want. If you say, don't you ever dare teach me what a note is, that's fine. I'm here to, it's all about you and your needs, okay? But I can, as a teacher with 20 years experience, make a recommendation. And my recommendation for any guitarist, if you don't know how to read music and you want to build your musicianship, not your guitar noodling, but you want to build your musicianship on the guitar and express yourself through the instrument better, I would highly recommend picking up a simple method book. And I want to tell you that at first it may seem silly in today's day and age to be learning through method book, but the satisfaction that comes from learning through that method book is really fun. Okay, so it may seem silly, but I'll tell you what, when you can just mark off that page, it's a feeling of accomplishment. And you're actually making great music on the guitar neck. Now, this particular system of books, the Mel-based system, features chord melodies, and that's really important. Chord melodies it's a method of playing the guitar, a technique that helps you sound really good alone. So just like one would be playing piano and sounding really good on one's own, so a guitarist learning the chord melody approach would be sounding great on their own. So it teaches you so much about developing your inner voice on the instrument. So that's the preface to book one. Take it or leave it. Maybe you didn't watch this to this point. That's okay. But I wanted to offer you some insight of my 20 plus years of teaching here at the outset of a simple little method book. Over 10 million copies in print, 9 million copies of which are probably in your grandfather's closet all across the world. But that's okay. It's an old-fashioned system, but for Pete's sake, it works. So I have no affiliation with the publisher, and the things are $8 or $9. So I don't know. Is it worth a try? Is it worth $9 in today's world? 2 tanks of gas, or 3 or 2.5 tanks of gas to actually do something that's fun, rewarding, and builds up your ability to express yourself on the guitar. So without further ado, let's present the examples from Mel Bay, Modern Guitar Method, Book 1. Welcome to the rest of your guitar journey, my friends. We'll see you.
Notes on the E string. Whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. E string open. E string open. E string first fret F. E string first fret F. E string third fret G. E string third fret G, E string first fret F, E string first fret F. Half notes. E string open, E string open, E string third fret G, E string third fret G, E string first fret F, E string first fret F, E string open, followed by half rest. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. First string etude. 1, 2, 3, 4. Etude number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Mixmaster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notes on the first string. Fill in the blanks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notes on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notes on the B string, half notes. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Notes on the B string, quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. merry men. 3/4 time. This indicates that there are 3 beats per measure, and each note receives 1 beat. That means it's a quarter note. In 3/4 time, we'll have 3 beats per measure. Be careful and look out for the dotted half notes. That's a half note with a dot next to it. That counts for an entire measure in 3/4 time, equaling 3 beats in total. 1, 2, 3. Frolic. Now we're back to 4/4 time. These songs are a blend of the notes we've learned on string 1 and string 2. Go slowly and pay attention to your left and right hand coordination so you're not picking strings that your fingers aren't pressing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... E-B, song named E-B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notes on the G string. A study on the 3rd string. String 3 open is G. String 3 fret 2 is A. Those are the notes on the G string. We'll use our middle finger or finger 2 of the fretting hand to press the A note. A study on the 3rd string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sparkling Stella. Now we're going to traverse all 3 strings. We're going to have notes on string 1, string 2, and string 3. It's a very important song, and be sure to take your time to play the song measure by measure if needed to learn how to control the pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Orally. This song was made famous by Elvis Presley and it was called Love Me Tender. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Red River Valley. Now we're going to look at what pickup notes are. One or more notes at the beginning of a strain before the first measure are referred to as pickup notes. The rhythm for pickup notes is taken from the last measure of the selection, and beats are counted as such. I'd like to show you what we mean here. You'll notice in Red River Valley, you've got 2 quarter notes here starting the song, if you notice. But we know in 4/4 time, you've got to have 4 beats in a measure. So how is it permissible that we can start the song with simply 2 beats per measure? We know there must be 4 beats in a measure. Well, if you look at the last measure, you're going to find where those missing 2 beats went, and that's going to be the half note equaling 2 beats. 2 quarter notes in the first measure plus a half note in the last measure equals a total of 4 beats. It's simply mathematics, and songs are written in that way. Red River Valley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Next, we'll look at a tied note. Well, a tied note. Well, you notice that the publisher gave us a definition of the tied note after we played the tied note. So here, at the end of Red River Valley in the last song, we were playing tied notes all throughout the song, but they don't define the tied note until here. So here's a tied note. You see how 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to play that note the first time you see it. We're going to not play that note the second time you see it. We're going to hold it so the tie is a curved line between 2 notes. 1, 2, ready, go. It's play. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Play. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Play. 2, 3, 1. Play. 2, 3, 1. Rest, rest. All right, so we're going to be using this note now in one of the most beautiful songs in Book 1 called Psalm 100. So, Psalm 100, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, rest. When the saints go marching in. Now at this time we're going to turn the metronome here, our beat keeper, we're going to turn it up a little bit, rhythm-wise. Currently at 60, we're going to start playing at 69. All right. After that, we'll go up to 72. When the saints go marching in. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest. 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, rest, rest, rest. Right, let's move on. Keeping our beat here, we're going to play notes on the D string. Be sure in your book you're following along and, well, just making sure you're looking as much like the book's pictures as possible when it comes to your finger technique. Fingertips arched over the neck, no flat fingers. Here we go. Notes on the D string, whole notes. Here we are at 69 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cockles and Mussels, an old Irish ballad. Here we go. We're going to be playing a pickup note. That pickup note is beat 3 of the measure that gets the song started. So that is a pickup note on beat 3 of the first strain of music. Here we go, and it's 1, 2. Are you ready for our eighth note studies? An eighth note receives a half beat. So remember that a quarter note equals 1 beat. Quarter note, quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. An eighth note you're going to play twice for each quarter note. An eighth note's going to have a head stem and a flag on it, but if 2 or more eighth notes are next to each other, They're connected by a bar or a beam. So remember now, we're going to start an alternate picking. That means we're going to pick down on the downbeat, so we're going to pick down on the metronome's click, and we're going to pick up between the clicks. Exercise 1, eighth note studies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 3. 1, 2, start on the G string. Exercise 4. Start on the G string. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 5. Oh, there's an eighth rest. This is one of those tricks where they give us something they're going to explain later. Exercise 5, there's an eighth rest. So we're going to play the first measure like dot, 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 dot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 6, this is in 3/4 time. Do you remember 3/4? There's 3 beats in a measure, and a quarter note receives 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, and... Alright, we're continuing on now, my friends, to a most beautiful song in 3/4 time, Amazing Grace. Still trucking here at 69 beats a minute, but once we get through the A string there, we're going to up it to 72 beats a minute. So Amazing Grace 3/4 time, and once again, I'll point out to you that we've got a pickup note there on measure 1. So we're going to be coming in on beat 3 of the 3 beats in a measure. I'm going to count us in a total of 5 beats. You're going to hear me say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, boom, we play. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Tonight. Well, this one we're going to follow the picking directions very closely. Remember, the item that looks a little bit like a staple is a down pick, and the item that looks like a V means pick the string upwards. So you've got a downward pick and an upward pick. And now I'm going to play this exactly as written, and we're tenting tonight. The first strain of music starts on beat 4 of the first measure. It's a pickup note. So you're going to hear me count 1, 2, 3 and then hit it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Page 16, Melancholy. 3/4 time, 3/4 time, and again, we have a pickup note. So the first strain of music begins on beat 3. I'm going to count you in 5 beats. You'll hear me say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then we all pick up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Notes on the A string. It's time to increase our metronome. We're going to move the speed up to 72 now. Notes on the A string. I'm going to play all of page 17 right now. You're going to look at something called ledger lines. When the pitch of when our pitch or our musical sound is below or above the staff of music we're reading, they add extra rungs of the ladder. So this one is below our normal floor that we're playing music. Picture going in the ground floor of a house or the second floor of a house. This one we're below, so we got to go down the stairs, and those stairs are ledger lines. Here we go, friends. Notes on the A string, page 17. String A, open A, string A, fret 2B, string A, fret 3C. Whole notes, page 17. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, half notes. We're going to play every other foot tap now. Here we go. Every other click. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and to page 18. Page 18, A string, quarter notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Buffalo Gals. Here we go. It's an old Western song, an old cowboy song. Who knows? Who knows if we ever hear this stuff anymore, but it's great for learning and pretty pleasant to listen to. So here we go. I'm going to count us in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Do you know why these songs are taught? These songs are taught because they're simple to hum and easy to remember. It's a feeling of accomplishment when we can play a tune on the guitar that we can hum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. Okay, here we move into dotted quarter notes. Look at the top of page 19 in your books. A dot after a note increases its value by 1/2, so that means a quarter note's usually equal to 1 beat, now it's worth 1.5. All right, a half note with a dot, well, a half note's 2 beats, and it's equal to 2 plus 1, so it's equal to 3 beats. So the half note is equal to 2 beats, the dot is equal to half of that guy. So what's half of 2? 1. So 2 beats of the original note plus 1 beat of the dot makes a total of 3 beats. So in this exercise, we're going to be seeing a quarter note that's dotted. You may want to listen to this one through. It's called Kum-Ba-Ya. And you may want to just listen to it with the metronome. Okay, so the pickup notes are beats 3 and 4, and that's the beginning of the first strain of music. I'm going to start playing on the beat 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and stop. Okay, Michael rowed the boat ashore. Well, there's an old saying, we're going to sit around the campfire and play Kum-Ba-Ya, so that must have come from somewhere. It must have been a popular tune at one point to play as a group and sing along to. Michael rowed the boat ashore. This is a spiritual tune, and much of our Western music now is based in African American spirituals. It extended to blues, gospel, jazz, of course, all of that. So here we are on page 19 playing Michael Row the Boat Ashore, and it's kind of like a history lesson at the same time. Once again, starting on the pickup beats, the first strain of music starts on beats 3 and 4. Guitar friends, here we go. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Turn your books to page 20, please. Page 20. We're going to have notes on the low E string. Okay, there's something I'd like to tell you about picking notes on the low E string. You don't want to be moving your arm up and down like this. What you want to do is let your wrist do the work. So it's important for you to know technique-wise some of the things that make a guitarist play a little more efficiently. And again, one thing is that we're not pecking toward the guitar. Nope, nope, nope. We don't want to be pecking in. You want to be relaxed with your picking hand, floating or touching the bridge. Floating just above or touching the bridge, holding that pick flat between your curled up first finger and your thumb. Look at the introduction of the book. If you're having trouble playing, go back to the basics. Now we're going to be playing string 6. String 6 is the low E string, and it's the lowest pitch we have on a normally tuned guitar. And here we go. We're going to be playing the whole notes. So this is page 20, notes on the E string. 1, 2, 3, 4, low E, 2, 3, 4, it's F, 2, 3, 4, it's G, 2, 3, 4, it's F, 2, whoops, 3, 4, it's E, 2, 3, 4, it's G, 2, 3, 4, it's F, 2, 3, 4, it's E, 2, 3, 4. Half notes. Well, we're just going to play every other click now. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes, we're going to play every click now. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and page 21, let's introduce the A note. Introducing the A note, page 21. Please play string 1 at the 5th fret, 1, fret 3, fret 5, fret. Okay, string 1, fret 5. Use that pinky finger. Now don't let the thumb go sideways. We're going to collapse our hand, get that thumb to move with the hand. The hand's a unit here, and we're moving it up to fret number 5, and we're going to press as gently as we can and still get a tone, and we've got the high A note. Remember, string 1 contained E, F, G, and now go A, E, F, G, H. No H. E, F, G, A. All right, minor melody, friends. We're at page 21, and we're going to go in 3/4 time. We're playing a 3/4 time rhythm. I'm going to count us in 3 beats, then we're going to play. Take note of the dotted halves, the dotted half rhythms there. Okay, that's equal to 3 beats. A dotted half note takes up the whole measure of a 3/4 song. So it's 1, 2, 3. Notes on the guitar in the first position, page 21. Let's review, shall we? I'm going to turn off the metronome for this one. Notes on the guitar in the first position, middle of the page, page 21, Mel Bay's Modern Guitar Method, Book 1. Not the expanded edition, the regular old Mel Bay's Modern Guitar Method, Book 1. 6th string contains open 1-3, E, F, G. That's going to be below 3 ledger lines below the neck, on the 3rd ledger line below the staff, and just below the 2nd ledger line below the staff. 5th string, we're going to play A, B, C. All right, A, B, C. 2nd ledger line below the staff, just under the 1st ledger line below the staff, and on the 1st ledger line below the staff. That's our middle C. Okay, we're going to play string 4, D, E, F, string 3, G, A, string 2, B, C, D, and string 1, E, F, G, A. Take a moment to review that and be able to quickly look through and play through that. Moving on, hitting on all 6. Page 21, hitting on all 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Let's turn the page together. Page 22. All right, a word about duets. Yeah, well, you have to know how to play with other people. You cannot learn in a vacuum. You should meet other guitarists. You should join classes with other guitarists. You should virtually jam with other guitarists. There's even on a free account with Zoom now that you can even jam with other guitarists in the live music setting. So it's absolutely essential to work with other guitarists. You will find your growth explodes with other guitarists. So this is our first duet, and first I'll be playing the teacher's part, and I'd like you to try to play along with the student's part. So actually, I'll play the student's part first, and then you practice it on your own, and then I will immediately play the teacher's part, and you take over the student's part. So here's the student's part for you. Our first duet, page 22. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2. Ready? Here we are, we're going to play together. I'm going to play the teacher's part for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 22, the repeater. Well, we're going to learn how to repeat. So dots before and after a double bar means repeat the measures between. Page 22, the repeater. First I'll play the first part, then I'll play the second part. Go ahead and play along. Learn each part individually and then jam with me. So page 22, the repeater. 1, 2, 3. play the bottom part. You ready? Okay, here we go. I'm going to repeat it. Bottom line only. 1, 2, 3. Repeating. Moving on to the chord waltz. This is extremely important. Now we're starting to look at and understand how to read guitar chords. What is a chord? Well, a chord's a combination of notes or tones that are sounded together. So we're simply going to be playing some notes together. For example, the G string open, the B string fret 1, and the E string open makes a C chord. So we're going to play the chord waltz now. We're going to construct our chords by just playing the chord tones separately, as in a melody as we've been playing, without raising the fingers, and then striking them together. Chord waltz. Notice the repeat signs. The chord waltz. 1, 2, 3. The builder, no repeat. Now we're going to be playing these chords from a different note. Just observe how everything we're playing builds on the last thing. So here's the builder, and we've got a C chord, as we did earlier, but now the C chord is going to be played from string 4, fret 2. Now I've got pretty big fat fingers. If I can do this, you can do this. It takes a lot of wiggling your fingers around, and you may never reach perfection in this if you're an adult guitarist, but the idea here is to understand what we're doing and play it fluently at a tempo. Here we go, the builder, page 23 now. 1, 2, 3. Small chord etude. So it really is important to practice this etude until you can play it without missing a beat. Please watch where the notes are, the rests, and please look at the F chord. Here's a preview, page 23, the small chord etude. We're now going to have to cover the string 1 F note and the string 2 C note with our first finger barred, and then use the middle finger of the fretting hand, finger 2, to press the A note. But notice what I'm doing here. Do you see I'm contacting string 4 inadvertently? Well, it's kind of on purpose. You see the underside of this middle finger, especially for people like me with big thick fingers, it likes to mute the string below, string 3. And we need string 2. Now we need string 2 to be heard, but you see how it's going underneath the fatty part of that middle finger. So what I do is I cheat a little north here, and we don't need string 4 or 5 or 6, so forget them. And so I cheat a little bit north here, and you notice I'm putting my middle finger down so close to string 4 it's touching, and that buys me just a little space under the finger. All right, especially after all this Halloween candy, I must admit. So no matter what holiday it is when you're watching this, I guarantee you I have found some candy somewhere. So we have the small chord etude on page 23 as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the page, friends. Look, we're about halfway through the book. You're hanging in. If you made it this far, you've really done amazing and starting to understand pitch on the guitar. Let's look at the 4-string chord study. We're at the top of page 24. Now we're using the same method we used before, but instead of these 3 little guys, strings 3, 2, 1, and these 3 little guys, strings 4, 3, 2, now we're going to be playing all of them. It's not easy to get those strings to ring free under the flesh of the fingers. I know, that 3rd string's got to be open and that 1st string's got to be open. So here we go. Exercise, top of page 24. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 24, 4-string chord study, exercise 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. right, page 24, follow the leader. I'll do as usual. I'll play the top part, part 1, or follow the leader. I'm not doing the repeats. I will play through one time the part 1 and one time the part 2. That's it. I will count in both parts so you know when I do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. We're going for line 3 here. going to play part 2. Notice the first measure of part 2 is totally rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, well, I played through the first 24 pages here without a break, so I'm going to get a drink of water now, and we're going to start back up with page 25, bass solos with chord accompaniment. I think we're more than halfway through the book now, just about, and I really look forward to the second half of the book after some hydration. We've made it to about halfway through the book. I want you to know this is a really important guitar journey. Now, a lot of people really make fun of these books that teach the old-fashioned songs, traditional songs, children's melodies, but as I said before, there's a reason for that, and that reason is because we remember the melodies. So while I'd love to be teaching Toccata and Fugue in D minor or Bach's BWV 999, what's really important here is that we are hearing things that we've known for years, are very easy to remember, and that information is going into our ears. It's also, first we're reading it from the book. That's being converted through the reading process to notes out of our guitar. And so our brains are starting to process what it's like to predict a note that you play, and that is true musical freedom. So many times when I work with students, they say, I know some things on the guitar, but I don't sound musical, or I've been playing for years, and it's like I can't hear the next note that's coming, whether I'm like composing my own music or listening to someone else's. I'm trying, but I still feel taken by surprise. How do I get over that? And I always ask, did you ever read music? Because understanding the way pitch works, along with rhythm and dynamics on the guitar or any instrument, is the difference between knowing a way to fiddle around on the guitar a little bit and being a musician. Pitch, rhythm, and dynamics. So we build up our aural, A-U-R-A-L, aural, ear listening and ear training. We build up our aural ability to listen and predict about what note is coming next. So your eyes start to look at the sheet music, and your ear starts to get trained to the point where you can hear that note just a millisecond before you play it. And that is fluency. So hang in there. I know it's not easy. Don't look for perfection. Hey, I think getting 75% of an exercise to sound right is great. I've got big old sausage fingers and I'm doing okay in the book. It's definitely more of a challenge than when I was 13 and going through it the first time. I'm going to be honest, my fingers are muting strings they shouldn't be because they've gotten a little bigger with age, but that's okay. It's a journey. It should be fun and rewarding. Okay, anybody can play guitar, anyone. And the idea is for you to play guitar well enough for you. Okay, let's resume. Page 25. Page 25, we're going to play bass solos with chord accompaniment. This is big stuff. So we're playing bass solos. We're beginning to actually look at a note, for example, string 5, the C note, and strum the chord. So this is why most people pick up guitar to begin with. They want to be able to play a bass note and strum a chord, because that is the beauty of guitar. It's self-accompaniment. Yeah, it's a great solo instrument, but it's such a beautiful self-accompaniment instrument. And that's why I love this book series. It teaches you to play guitar the right way, the way guitar was intended to be played. So here we are, page 25. I'm just going to go ahead and play it. Please read everything in gray on page 25. Read the words. The chords with the stems upward are played on counts of 2 and 3. The notes with the stems downward are the bass notes. So here is the example in the gray box, page 25. Bass solos with chord accompaniment. 1, 2, 3. Gliding along, page 25. 1, 2, 3. Page 26. Well, now we're ready to play our C scale, aren't we? So page 26. All music studied so far in the book has been in the key of C. That means that notes have been taken from the C scale. What's a key? A key is a bunch of notes that work really well together, based on a secret formula we'll get to soon. And by soon, I guess I mean right now. So it's called the C scale because the first note is C, and we proceed through the musical alphabet until C comes back up again. C, D, E, F, G. Is it C, D, E, F, G, A? Wait, C, D, E, F, H, I, J, K? No, the musical alphabet only goes from C to A, or C to G, and I'm mangling this. The musical alphabet contains only A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. It does not go to H. Now, in the C scale, we're starting the musical alphabet on the letter or note C, and it will resolve on the letter or note C. So it makes a circle. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I know this is weird if you're not, exposed to music and stuff, but C, D, E, F, G, H, no, A, I, no, B. So we'll cover the subject of keys and scales more thoroughly in the theory and harmony chapters appearing later in this book. So let's just deal with the fundamentals. The distance between the C note and the D note is called a whole step. And if you see here on page 26, please, it has the letter number 1. Steps. The distance between C and D is 1 step. Just believe me. The distance between D and E is 1 step. The distance between E and F is a half step. The distance between F and G is 1 step. The distance between A and B is 1 step. The distance between B and C is a half step. So here we go. We're going to play a beautiful tune called Shenandoah. Slowly. 1, 2, 3. if you have to, just play the top note of each chord. The Bluebells of Scotland. 1, 2, 3. It's time to look at the three primary chords in the key of C major. The three primary chords in the key of C are C, F, and G7. We are on page 27. C, F, and G7. Follow along with me at the top of your book, which I do hope you've purchased from Mel Bay Publishing, though I have no affiliation. The key of C. These chords you're going to find are at the root of all rock and roll, classical, jazz, blues. These are the three primary chords of any key in Western music in the key of C major. When looking at your chord grids at the top of page 27, please understand that it's just a side view of the guitar. So here's your chord grid. Boom. Okay, that's your chord grid. So you're just going to be looking at the guitar neck that way. All right, we're going to be playing the C chord. Let's look at page 27 under the musical notation of the chords. The F chord, that's only 4 strings now. And the G7 chord, wow, that's a stretcher, right? That's all 6 strings. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's all advice I can give you. If you're going to be a perfectionist, you may never get through any method book as an adult beginning guitar. As a young person beginning guitar, I think you should be a perfectionist to master your motor skills. Here we have page 27, Accompaniment Styles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Alternate basses, page 27. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, G. Rest. I am stopping those strum strings from ringing out between beats by resting my right hand on the guitar like this while I'm moving to the next bass note. In 3/4 time, page 27 at the bottom. Let's see if I can get that glare a little better. Okay. 1, 2, 3. But we're going to keep moving here. Long ago, guitar solo. Andante. Well, what is Andante? Well, it starts at 80 beats a minute. Long, long ago, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 28, steps. A half step is the distance from a given tone or pitch to the next higher or lower tone. Here's a G note on string 1. A half step is an F sharp. Whole steps. A whole step consists of 2 half steps. The distance of a whole step on the guitar is 2 frets, G to F. The C scale is 2 half steps, as we've looked at. We've talked about this before, so going back to page 26 there and review the ascending C scale to see how the steps laid out. We're going to be playing this all downs. Now, it's extremely important that you repeat this as down-ups. You have to work both scales equally. Okay, a daily scale study, page 28. Continue working this daily scale study every day until a next daily scale study comes along. A daily scale study, page 28. Now I'm going to be playing it alternate picking. It's extremely important for you to follow the instructions in the book. So you work out both the alternate picking skill and you work out the all down picking skill. Here I'm going to be demonstrating the page 28 daily scale study alternate picking. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Chromatics. We're not going to be expected to read the chromatics in music quite yet, but you should know what a chromatic is. Alteration or changing your pitches of tones is brought about by the use of chromatics. It could be called accidentals. Look at the black and white keys of a piano. The black keys are the accidentals, okay? So if we play string 1, fret 1, F, and we move a fret, we've got F sharped. You've sharped F. You've made the tone sharper or higher in pitch. If we play the string 1, fret 3, G, and you come back a fret, you're flatting G. The flat is placed before a note. It lowers the pitch a half step. G flatted. Now, we don't have to say flatted, F-L-A-T-T-E-D. We just say G flat for short. So you don't have to say G's been flatted. It's just referred to as G flat. F has been sharped, so F sharp. G has been flatted, G flat. And you're saying, wait a minute, isn't this the same F sharp and G flat? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So the natural restores the note to its normal position. So let's say I want to play you F sharp and then F. F sharp, F natural. Page 29, running around. You're going to use your down-up picking. We're going to turn the tempo down a little bit here. 72 beats a minute. Okay, 72 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... Play it at your own speed. Okay. Page 30. Home, home, can I forget thee? I don't know. Can I? Top of page 30. Home, home. Home, home, can I forget thee? 72 beats a minute, 3/4 time. Remember, why do you see that quarter note rest that looks like a seagull dying on its side? Why do you see the quarter note rest? It's because we don't want the chord strummy part of the measure to last into the next. So it's important to try to kill that part, and you will find usually that when you mute or kill those notes that are supposed to be resting, the song's melody will pop a little bit more, a little more clearly. 1, 2, 3. Last line. Page 30, tempo. Tempo is the rate of speed of a musical composition. It's a little different than rhythm. So the 3 types of tempos used in our book are Andante, which is a slow, easy pace. Moderato, which is moderate. Trust me, moderato is fast enough. And Allegro, lively. So here's Playtime. Now this is moderato, and if you look on your metronome, you should have one, you're going to see marking for moderato. Now my metronome says simply mod, M-O-D. I don't know if it'll focus on that there. M-O-D, mod. So we're going to set this to mod. Now, is moderato a learning pace? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's fast. But it's my job to play this at the tempo indicated. Page 30, Playtime, part 1. I'm not doing any repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2. Line 3. Okay, Playtime part 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Some very tricky timing in there. You get the idea. Okay. We're moving on into the A minor scale, probably my personal favorite scale. So let's look at page 31. First, we're going to understand that the key of C has a relative minor. Now, minor means sad. Minor is a certain scornful, or what's the word, mournful kind of a sound, but it's beautiful. You'll hear it in Spanish music and African music and Romanian music and all manner of things. So take the C chord, walk the C note down to A. Again, take the C chord, walk the C note down to open A. That's how you find your minor. You take the major chord, if you want to learn his minor, his relative minor, take the major chord and walk the major chord's root note back a half step and a whole step, and you've got the relative minor of that chord. So the relative minor scale is built upon the sixth tone of the major, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, all right. That's another way you can find the relative minor of C. Let's start counting on C. C is 1 and go to number 6. C, D, E, F, G, A. That's the second way you can find the minor. Count 6, including your root, your major key. All right. The minor scale will have the same number of tones as the major. And the difference between the two scales is the secret formula, the arrangement of the whole steps and the half steps. So there's the three kinds of a minor scale. The natural minor, the harmonic, and then the melodic. Now you'll notice with the melodic, I paused a minute there, and there's a reason why. I paused in the melodic because in jazz, you play the melodic the same way, ascending and descending. The melodic minor of A minor in jazz would be A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and back down. Now in classical music, we actually play it differently. When ascending the melodic minor, we play A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, but on the way down, we just play A minor normal, A natural minor. Okay, so you're going to see that often in this book. The melodic minor being one way going up the ladder and some different intervals going down the ladder. So here's the chords in A minor. You have A minor and the three primary chords, then move to D minor and E7. Okay, I've got more on this in my 6-String Academy. If you enjoy those tones, I've got an entire course in the beauty of the Spanish guitar for beginners. Top of 32 accompaniment styles in A minor. 72 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Second part of the top line, I will repeat it. Last 4 measures of the top line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line of page 32. This is a waltz in A minor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. orchestration style. All right, orchestration style. So the diagonal line you see here in orchestration style just indicates one strum. Well, isn't that simple? How many strums per measure do you see? Well, typically 4 strums per measure, but you might see the dying seagull on its side, also known as a quarter rest. The diagonal line indicates a chord stroke, and they'll only fall on each beat of the measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's instructing us to play all downstrokes and then all down ups. I'm not going to. I'm going to play all down ups. And here we go. Mind the sharps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And. Wayfarin Stranger. Note the hold sign. The hold sign on the last chord of Wayfarin Stranger. So, Wayfarin Stranger. Slowly chord accompaniment. This is 3/4 time. We're coming in on beat 3. Beat 3. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. The hold sign just means you can hold that note as darn long as you want to. Moving on, page 33, Cradle Song, Andante time. Andante. All right. Now we'll go 88 beats a minute. Cradle Song, page 33, top. Please be aware there's a first ending and a second ending. All right, and we're going to be playing first the first ending and then the second ending. Note the repeat signs at the end of the first ending. Cradle Song. Notice there's 2 endings to the song. First we'll play the song through to the first ending and then we're going to repeat it. And don't play the first ending, but do proceed directly to ending 2. We're going to slow this down a little. It's Andante here, but we're going to cut it back to 76 beats a minute. That's just not even Andante. It's like 1 or 2 beats a minute slower than Andante, but it's 1, 2. So in this tune, I'll be playing part 1, and then we'll take a minute and I'll play part 2. Something to point out though, we're going to play part 1. We're going to go line 1, line 2, line 3, ending 1, stop. Right there. Okay. So then we're going to go line 3, skip ending 1 because we've already played it, go to ending 2, da capo al fine. And I think that comes with a red sauce. So then we're going to go back to the top and stop at the word fine. So ending 2, go to the top and play through till the word fine. I'll try to shout it out for you there, friends. There we go, Billy's Duet. What's our metronome? Our metronome is I Need New Glasses. Our metronome is 84 beats a minute. Billy's Duet part 1, 3, 4. Time, here we go. 1, 2, 3. To the top. Part 2. 1, 2, 3. To the top. Line 2. We're winding our way here, aren't we? Let's go to page 34. We're cooking now. Page 34, top, a daily scale study in A minor. Oh boy, we're starting with the melodic A minor here. I think this thing is all in melodic. So I'll be playing it, picking, alternating, down, up. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... A visit to the relatives. So what a cute joke. It's about the relative minor C majors, relative minors A minor. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... natural. C. Careless Love. Oh, about 92 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Top of page 35, Song Without Words, Guitar Part 1. Now this tells us to play all downstrokes on the 8th note, so that's what we're going to do. Song Without Words, top of page 35, Part 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Song Without Words, Part 2, page 35, top of the page. This is Song Without Words, Guitar Part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. parts for students, not just the teacher. Terry's tune, page 35. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Page 36. The key of G has one accidental called F sharp. So here we go into 2/4 time. We're going to hit 2/4 time very soon. Let's see, read the top of page 36. Okay. All right, let's find an F sharp note that's going to be in the key of G, and that F sharp note is going to be string 1 fret 2. Also on string 4 fret 4, use your pinky. And also on string 6 fret 2, use your middle finger. Page 36, In the Evening by the Moonlight, 3. Daily drill, if you will, in the key of G. Reminder, key of G, F sharp, not F. F sharp, string 1 fret 2. F sharp, string 4 fret 4. F sharp, string 6 fret 2. Now this is indicating we should play all downs. Okay, if that's what they say. A daily drill, page 36. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, accompaniment styles in the key of G, top of page 37. Play your G chord as indicated. Use the fingers, they indicate. Okay, the C chord and the D7 and the G. Note the new repeat sign. We're going to turn this down to 72. 72, that's a good passing speed. That's a great speed to play if you'd like to know that you really know something. So, chords in the key of G, page 37, top. Accompaniment styles in the key of G. 1, 2. Accompaniment styles in the key of G. Watch the repeats. Watch the repeats. Okay, here we go. The entire thing as written. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. Second line. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, last line of accompaniment styles in the key of G. This is going to be fast now, 2/4 time, and there are eighth notes. There are eighth notes of that, so it's a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ready and go and. Page 37, bottom, the etude. Now the following etude introduces the notes D. Well, normally we play D here, but we will. And B, well, normally we've been playing B as string 2 open. But this time we'll be playing B in another place you find B, which is string 3 fret 4. Because you cannot play the D and the open B at the same time. How could you do that? String 2 fret 3 and string 2 open at the same time? I don't think so. I don't think so. So this following etude introduces the notes D and B being played together. Put your first finger on string 2 fret 3D and your middle finger on string 3 fret 4B. So this is our new little chord here, and I'm going to play etude for you. Yeah, and here we go. I'm going to play it as written. Page 37, etude. right? 88 beats a minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Etude Part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's break time, ladies and gentlemen. It's break time. We're moving into the last bit of our book here. We've moved into page 38, bathroom break time. We've only got 9 pages to go, but plenty of playing on tap still. Now we're really getting into the beauty of this book. The old middle here on page 38 top. I'll be playing part 1 in 2/4 time. Mind the F sharps, string 1 fret 2, string 2 fret 4, string 6 fret 2, and I'm going to be using a looping pedal to try to keep up with myself here. We shall see how it works. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. I'm going to change picks here. I don't know if you could tell that pick was making a pretty raspy sound on the guitar strings. So let's try this one. And, well, we're going to play along with the looper. Here comes guitar part 2. First note is B. scale study, page 38, middle of the page. Bear in mind the F sharps, and please look at the end of line 1. This is new for us. Well, we're playing the B note on string 3. String number is indicated in a circle. Fret 4. Fret number is indicated above it. String number, fret number. String 3, fret 4, B. Use the pinky. Use the pinky. So I think we're going to try to play all our B's there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and key of G. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. A serenade. All right, a couple of words about a serenade here. Look out. Key of G. Playing the G dyad, or 2-note G here on, as we learned, string 2, fret 3D, string 3, fret 4B. There it is. Now watch out, we're going to flat it there, aren't we? And we're going to go back to it. What else? F sharp, yep, key of G. Look out for this. That is a, well, that's the same thing as the chord before. They're just giving you a different spelling of it. Things are getting hard in the book here, right? Things are getting tough. So that's an E, C sharp, and A flat. E, C sharp, and A sharp. Yeah, that's the same as this guy here, the D flat and the B flat. You'll find on the very same frets and fingers as the A sharp and the C sharp. What else? A little bar chord F. Down here, a little natural of the F to make G7. And then here's a beautiful diminished run. Pay special attention to this run. And then back to D7, so for the D7 there, we're going to keep the F sharp, but we're going to make A and C return back to their natural state. Okay, I'm going to play it no metronome. I just want to play it for you. One, two, three. Page 39, Austrian Duet, Austrian Hymn, Guitar Duet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. comes part 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. 2, 3. 2, rest, rest. That was Austrian Hymn, page 39, top. Home on the Range. I'm not going to use a metronome. I just love the way this is written, and we're just going to go with it. Read through any and all of these pieces before playing them. Look at the fingering indicated. If it says an F sharp with finger 4, just remember, you know, the marks are on here for a reason. The sharps, the accidentals, the finger numbers, the flats, the chromatic lines where we go. That's done for effect to start to teach you passing tones. You're not, they're not trying to make you a master of knowing all 12 keys or something. It's there for effect, and it's so cool when you say, oh my gosh, it's not about just reading it off the page. It's about making a piece of music lively. So take your time to read through this first with your eyes and go slowly, go through those measures that are most difficult first. Home on the Range. 1, 2. Page 40. The Little Prince by Mazzas, Andante. Going with 84 beats a minute on this one, and we're going to loop it. First, I'll play part 1. Then I'll play part 2, page 40. me back to Old Virginny. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 41, the key of E minor. It's the relative to G major. Remember what we talked about before? Remember the A minor is relative minor to C major. How did we find A minor? We went C, B, open A. Well, just the same. We're going to find the E minor by playing string 6, G, F sharp, E. You see the relative minor is a step and a half back from the major. Half step, whole step. So here's the E minor scale harmonic for you. It's all down picking. I'll take it at a very easy tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minor. Remember, you're going to have a raised 6th and 7th on the way up. So the C sharp, the C is C sharp and the D is sharp. So C sharp, D sharp on the way up. On the way down, we'll have only the F sharp. So on the way up, we've got the F sharp, the C sharp, and the D sharp. But on the way down, we have only the F sharp. The rest are natural. 1, 2, 3, 4. Page 41, the chords in the key of E minor, your three primary chords are E minor, A minor, B7, and E minor. Look at and memorize the fingerings. Now on page 41, I'll play for you accompaniment styles in the key of E minor, but this time I'm not doing the repeats. We've done 41 pages here in one sitting, and I don't want to do the repeats. So what we're going to do in the second line of music is go directly to ending number 2. So accompaniment styles in the key of E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 1, second half of the line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line 2, 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. Last line 2/4 time. Boom, chuck, 1 and 2 and. Orchestration Styles, bottom of page 41. I like this one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. on the page. Morning Song, top of page 42. Beautiful American folk hymn. Come in on beat 4, okay? 1, 2, 3. Slower. 1, 2, 3. Page 42, Cindy. Come in on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. Night Song, page 40. Night Song. No tempo markings given. By Sor. We are on page 42. Spanish composer Fernando Sor. 1, 2, 3. Chord review with the introduction of a new chord, the A7. Well, all outside chords are accidental chords. So these are chords that are typically outside your usual key. For example, do you remember the 3 primary chords of C? C, F, G, or C, F, G? Well, a chord like E7 has an accidental note in it, a G sharp note. By now, you ought to be very familiar with things like accidentals, chromaticism. Look at what Mr. Mel Bay has done for our musical knowledge. So these are called outside chords, and the most commonly used of these outside chords would be D7 and A7. But let's also be aware that there's a substitute chord for C. It's very, very common. The key of C has 6 chords. There's C, F, G7, A minor, D minor, and supposed to be E minor. But we're actually going to play E7. So I'm just going to point here to the top of page 43. I'll say it again. The key of C has 6 chords. They are C, F, G7, A minor, D minor, and E7. Now wait, why would E7? It doesn't fit in the key of C. Well, you know what? This book prepares you for jazz and classical. So just understand that if you count up 3 tones, C, D, E, right? That E right there. C, D, E. That E is the root tone of the E minor chord in the key of C. But for our purposes, instead of E minor, we're going to be playing E7. It's got a bit of a jazzier feel. It's a substitution. It's actually called a tritone substitution. That's a really long story. Okay, well, here we go. Page 43, exercise in the gray box. In the following studies, you will see how they appear. In the following studies, you will see how they appear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lament, guitar solo, slow. What a beautiful song. You ready? Page 43 at the bottom. I will do the repeat this time. I'm a sucker for this song, Lament. Here we go. Lament, guitar solo, page 43, slow. One, two, three. Lament. Okay, page 44. Maytime. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Part 2. Rondo, 2/4 time, Andante. This is supposed to be taken twice as fast as I'm playing it now in Allegro, or almost twice as fast, but we're going to be playing it on Andante. It's in 2/4 time, which just makes it feel a little faster. Things occur not faster, but closer together. So the different musical ideas are occurring like closer to each other in duration. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Rondo Part 2, page 45. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Chords Waltz, top of page 46. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Bluegrass Waltz by Mel Bay. 1, 2, 3. Top of page 47. Well, in the old Mel Bay method, you can just see that certificate of completion at the end, taunting you, laughing at you, teasing you. Top of page 47, shall we? Running the thirds in G. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Page 47, a little bit of Hannon. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Southern Fried, played straight eighths. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and... Southern Fried with a swing. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Congratulations on completing the Mel Bay's Modern Guitar Method 1. As you can see, and I mentioned, there's some serious drawbacks to this method, but I think that the blessings outweigh the curses. I hope you've truly enjoyed your time in this book. You now understand so much. You understand more than probably any hobbyist guitarist you'll ever meet in person. And I think you understand more about guitar than some even people who play gigs. You probably understand more about the way music works on the neck of the guitar than folks who are actually playing the corner bar. Isn't that something? That's amazing. So you're now able to communicate in a new language. And you have some pretty cool tunes you can play to relax. So if this was good for you, move on to book 2. I've got an entire video on book 2. The most important thing right now is to enjoy your journey, okay? And remember, this book series teaches you how to be a complete guitarist. You're learning to play chords and melodies at the same time. So carry on, move forward. I'll see you in book 2. Check it out.